Hello everyone, how are you all? Hope everything is great at home and you are doing good. You are studying at home, so it is very good. So there are many things are there these days that you can study with. You can watch the videos in YouTube. So many videos you will find if you really want to learn something. No, don't waste the time as the we have to think about the situation. We have to think about the present conditions. So all these things keeping in the mind, uh, we should not wait for anyone that tomorrow I will do the day before after the day after tomorrow I will do, or when the school will open then I will start. No, all these things you stopped all and try to learn every day the new thing, how it is possible, by reading books, by purchasing new books, by asking from others, by uh, watching YouTubes, by with the help of Google. So many things are there. Try to find out why, what. No, try to find out these questions. Whatever the questions comes to your mind, try to find out the answer of those. This is what called learning. It is not always that you should learn with the textbook and all. Whatever the things, whatever the questions it comes to your mind, try to find out those answers and try to solve the problems of others also. By doing that way also you can learn many things, because you don't know the answers of many things, what the questions they asked you. So what you can do in that case, you can refer. No, you can take a help from your friends, you can take a help from your parents, take a help from your elder sisters, brothers, whoever are there at home, who can guide you. So doing this you can do it. Okay, so today I am here with the same lessons that we have started in the previous class, and the cop and the anthem, and there we come to know about a lazy persons whose name was Soapy, jobless, homeless persons. And when the winter it approached, he found very difficult and to live. He was trying to find out a place where he can spend his winter seasons, and finally he comes a decision that uh, he what has to find a place, like, and what place he could find, he tried to find out a place where 3 months he could spend, like he was looking for a jail, can say an island where he can spend 3 months, where everything, food, shelter, the government will provide him. So in the next part, this is part 2, we will find that he will try some of the uh, ways to find or to go to that island, here it is written Soapy does his best. No, he does his best to be on the wrong side of the law, and he tries 3 tricks, but all in vain. He tries 3 things to go in the island, but that all are vain, means no use at all. Then the fear that no cope will ever catch him makes him sick and at heart, make him very sick at heart. Why the cope? No, they were not catching him. So these things we will find in the second part. There were many easy ways of doing this. He said the most pleasant way was to go and have a good dinner at some fine restaurant. Then he would say that he had no money to pay, and then a cop would be called. It would all be done very quietly. The cop would arrest him. He would be taken to a judge. The judge would do the rest. So what he thought of doing, uh, he would go to a fine restaurant, and he would have had a dinner there. He would have a dinner there at some fine restaurant, and would say that he did not have money to pay. And then what the restaurant people they would do, they would call a cop, means the police. They would call a police, and the police will arrest him, and uh, later on what the judge will do the resting, means he will take him into the jail for how many months, the rest the judge would do. Then this was what he thought. Then Sophie, he left his seat and walked slowly out on the Madisons, where he was living, and he proceeded to the place where the great street called Broadway and Fifth Avenue meet. Then he went across this wide space and started north on Broadway, and he stopped. He was walking through the street, and he stopped to a large um, and bright lighted restaurant, where he could see the best food and the best people in the best clothes. He could see in the restaurant with the best food and the best people and the best clothes appeared every evening there in the restaurant. Then Sophie believed that above his legs it's quite all right, look all right above his leg, it's quite all right. His face was clean, his coat was good enough, and if he could get into a table, then he believed that success would be his. If somehow he managed to go and sit on the table, then the success would be his success. Now the part of him that would be seen above the table would look all right. If he sit then above the table, it would be all right, only this part will be visible, no, like you cannot see here me also, no, only this part you can see me. So below this you cannot see. So in restaurant, when somebody will sit on the table, then there the table would hide them. They will be sitting where on the chair, and the table, or the on the table, somebody they keep a fine clothes and table clothes, which will hide his the bottom part. So he thought of that. Now what he did, the waiter then would come and would bring him what he asked for. He was planning all these things. Then he began thinking of what he would like to eat. He was thinking, his mind, he could see the whole dinner, what he would do, what he would order in the hotel when he will go there. The cost would not be too expensive there, would not be so high. He did not want the restaurant people to feel any real anger. He did not want that. So, but the dinner would leave him filled and happy for the journey for his winter home. The dinner, he thought that after dinner he would go a happy journey for the winter. But as Sophie as soon as he put his foot inside the restaurant door, the head waiter, he was standing there, and he saw the broken old shoes and the torn clothes that covered his legs. It was covered his legs, and his strong and ready hands turned, Soapy around and moved him quietly and quickly outside again. The waiter, he stopped him and moved him quietly and quickly outside the restaurant. Soapy turned off Broadway. He was turning towards, Now it seemed that this most easy way to the island was not to be his. In the first try, he was failed. He must think of some other ways of getting there. He must think, so how to go in the island, how to go in an island. He must think that. So the first tried, it was in vain, it was no use. So at a corner of 6th Avenue there was a shop with a wide glass window, then a bright with electric light. Then what he did, Sophie, he picked up there, and with picked up a big stone and threw this stone through the glass, and he broke the glass. People came running around the corner. They were coming, no, they came running around the corner, and a cop was the first. The cop was the first among them, and he asked Sophie, where the persons who hit or who break the glass. Then the Sophie, he said, you don't he smiled at him. The Sophie, uh, he smiled when he saw the cop. Okay, then he said, mm, it might have done by me, he said. That might be done by me, said the Sophie to the uh, cop. But he was friendly and happy, so what he wanted was coming towards him. So he thought that the cop, he thought that how somebody who has thrown the stone and break the glass, uh, how they dare to stand, no, and would say that they have done or they have broken the glass. So he could not believe him. Men who breaks windows do not stop there to talk to cops, right? So they run away as fast as we could. Yes or no? They would run as fast as they can. Then that very moment the cop, he saw a man farther along the street, and he was running, no. So he thought that maybe the dead persons, he break the glass. So he ran after him, and Sophie, he sick at heart, he was now very sad, and he walked slowly away, and he had fell 2 times. He had fell 2 times. The first time in restaurant, and after breaking the glass also, the cop not arrested him. So he fell 2 times, and he fell to go to an island. So but the cop's mind would not consider Sophie, right? So across the street was another restaurant he could see, and it was not so fine as the one on the Broadway. It was not like before, on which was on the Broadway. And the people who went there, they were not so rich also, and its food was not so good also. Into this Sophie took his old shoes and his torn clothes there, and no one there in that restaurant stopped him. And he sat one of the table there in the restaurant, and was soon he has eaten a big dinner. And when he has finished, the waiter, he came and asked for the money. He said that he had no money. So get busy and call a cop. You go and call a cop and to arrest me, he said to the uh, waiter or somebody who is asking there for the money. You don't keep a gentleman waiting, he said to them. Then they had said to him that no cop for you, said the waiter, and he called another waiter, and they both, they did, they pick him uh, and throw him outside the restaurant. Then he stopped slowly there, one part at a time. First he stood one part at a time, then again another part. No, he stood slowly. Then he beat whatever the dust he has on his clothes. From his clothes he removed all this dust, and he said, "Prism seemed only a happy dream, like the island seemed very far away." He said that the island is very far. Now he fell 3 times also. The island is very far. He would not able to go. He could not able to go there. So the island for him was very, very far. he said to himself. The cock who was standing near, he was laughing at him and he walked away. So he started moving again. When he stopped, he was near several theaters in this part of the city. Streets are brighter and hearts are more joyful than in other parts. Women and men in rich warm coats move happily in the winter air. Then a sudden fear caught Sophie. No cop was going to arrest him, he said. No one, no, no one. I have been doing so many things no wrong, so why the cops they were not coming and arresting me? If they could arrest me, then I would have gone no there in the jail and could stay 3 months there very peacefully without doing anything, so getting food, getting shelter, no. So his dream was that, but he was not getting. So in the second part, this much only, we will see the third part in the next class. So till then, stay tuned with us. So you just read the books. Don't forget to read the books and try to clear all the doubts by reading, and try to understand the meaning of some of the things, some of the words are there maybe you will find difficult to understand. Go use your dictionary, find the meaning of that, and it will really help you to understand the lesson also. So today, my dear students, this much only. Stay at home, take care. Thank you very much.